Hey everyone, welcome. This is TRG Talk episode 13, and we are sitting here with an awesome guest. We're going to introduce her in 1 second. Let's get Coach Ned to introduce. Here we go.
So I'm the regular, and the guest is Jules. We all know her and love her. All right, big smile.
Yep.
Lovely. All right, and Jules is going to tell us a little bit about her story.
Yeah, absolutely. So where we want to start off, Jules, is the experience that got you on your weight loss journey. So what got you to ending up in a really bad place, and then how you got out of that bad place, and what essentially it's going to be, how can we give some advice and inspiration to others who might be struggling.
Yep. All right. So I had lost weight years ago and done CrossFit, and I did group fitness classes and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
But I always struggled with my weight then. And then when I stopped doing the fitness stuff, I put all my weight back on, and just life got in the way. And I was over 190 kilos, and
190.
Yeah, it was big.
Can you tell me about how that felt at that weight?
I was very ashamed,
Mm-hmm.
because I had lost weight and then put it all back on, and I wasn't happy about where I was, and I had tried many, to get back on the fitness wagon and
Mm-hmm. So
eat correctly and stuff, and I just kept failing.
And so when you were really training and you're getting into fitness prior to this, going up to the 190, what other types of fitness programs had you tried, and what was the lowest weight you got to before it went up to the 190?
So I was probably about 180, and then I had lost, and I got down to 100,
Mm-hmm.
and I was doing group fitness classes at a gym, and then doing CrossFit with a PT as well.
Mm-hmm.
And then I got down to 100, but I couldn't maintain, and I was maintaining more about 110. Yeah.
Yep.
But that was still a struggle.
Yeah.
Yeah. And it was pure diet. That was, yeah.
Yeah.
I was overtraining.
Okay.
And my coach back then kept telling me to do less.
Okay. Yeah.
But
And so that's the thing. I think there is that theme where you've had the experience of being addicted to certain things, right?
Yep.
And
Yeah.
obsessive about things, and then fixated on things, and that's
So
a
being
good thing.
food obsessed to then being workout obsessed.
Correct.
Yeah,
And finding that healthy balance is what has kind of been something that you're evolving with and into.
Yeah.
But going up to the 190, so you went down to 100,
Yeah.
and you went up to, sat around the 110, then all the way up to the 190.
Yeah.
Was there anything in particular that happened to get you to go down to that path? Any life traumas or anything from the past that surfaced?
I just think bad habits hadn't been fixed
Okay.
from my diet, and then just with life, getting a partner, changing work, everything, just having stepkids and just eating unhealthy
Mm-hmm.
with the family.
Yeah.
Everything kind of worked.
And then bit by bit, it just kept adding and adding and adding to
Yeah.
the point where...
And I think when you've been obese, I was always obese as a child,
Mm-hmm.
that's what your body knows, and that's what your body wants.
And that's also what your mind knows.
Yeah.
And your personality, your identity, right?
Yeah. And so those cells, it's hard to explain, but the surgeon explained it, it takes a big change to help when you've been morbidly obese.
Okay. Yeah.
That's what your body kind of gravitates towards, and your body,
Oh, yeah, I got you. So then you've gone up to the 190, you've gone to see a surgeon, and then...
So I had put on pre-op in the start of September 2020.
Okay.
And my surgery was going to be December. So from that day, I decided I'll cut sugar just until surgery.
Mm-hmm.
And I lost 20 kilos.
Just from cutting sugar?
And eating healthy.
Okay, good.
I'd give myself a treat a week,
Mm-hmm.
with the family, but I didn't eat anything with sugar in it.
Sure.
I'd still have pizza once a week or something with the family. Yeah.
So what do you think of this so far, Ned?
Well, what an incredible journey so far.
Mm-hmm.
And I think what you mentioned about how your body just gets used to, they call it the equilibrium. So essentially it could be a bad equilibrium, it could be good, you know what I mean? So in order to change that static point of your of your being, you, like you said, you have to take such a drastic measures, and your body will fight it regardless if you're going into positive or negative. So like, you know, losing weight or putting the weight on sometimes, like for somebody who's relatively skinny or something, it takes like extra work, extra like supplements and all that kind of crap. So yeah, it's a hard nut to crack, as they say.
Well, absolutely, yeah. And you're a bit of a hard nut to crack, but I think that I find that, yeah, when you're fixated on a lifestyle and you've been stuck in a rut for quite a long time, and your routine is something that continues to almost trap you, for you to get out of that, you obviously got to a point where you thought, I can't be this person anymore. Tell us a bit about that, Jules.
There was a lot of shame, and especially because I had done so well in the past, and to be where I was, yeah, and I didn't like myself. That's why I thought I have to change, especially for like my niece and nephew. I wanted to be a good role model for them, and I wanted to live, like, to watch them grow up being over 190 kilos. The future wasn't going to be long, really.
Sure.
That's what, yeah. I didn't.
So it sounds like it's a pretty almost terrifying situation to be in.
Yeah. Like I knew, like, everyday tasks were hard. Like working was hard. Yeah. It's just everything was hard.
So 190 went down to 170-ish, around there, with the pre-op diet plan that you went on. You followed the doctor's orders, and you've cut sugar out, and you have started any exercise at this stage?
I had joined the Aquadome in Elizabeth, and I was doing aqua aerobics. Yeah, that was good, getting my body moving.
So it's a good starting point for you.
Yeah.
And then, so you've done some aqua aerobics. You have gone ahead and started the nutrition plan.
Yeah.
Then you've jumped on this surgery. Tell us a little bit about the surgery. How did that go?
Yeah, it was good. I was quite scared being so big still, like that maybe I wouldn't handle anaesthetic well. I'd die. Like that's what was a fear for going through that surgery. Yeah, but I survived.
Yeah.
Anaesthetics could be scary.
Yeah.
I've been in the surgery a couple of times. And every time you actually die a little bit, right?
Do you?
Well, it's basically like you're going to sleep and you're like in the last seconds before you're like out, you're like, hang on, I want to hang on here for a little bit.
This might be the
and
last
it's too
time.
late. It's too late. You're already out. You know, boom. You wake up and can't piss and shit. So
yeah, and you're in pain.
Yeah, it's a little bit funky coming out of that one.
And for me, like afterwards, it was like a liquid diet for 2 or 3 weeks.
After the surgery.
After surgery, yeah. So that wasn't very. I couldn't even drink much, like 100 mils at a time. Yeah.
So they really clamped down, did they?
Yeah.
Yeah.
So they only leave like a small pouch, like you can only, and then while all the stitches are healing and stuff, you've got to
just be very careful with that.
Careful, yeah.
So you had 2 to 3 weeks after surgery, 170 kg, and then you had just liquid for these 2-3 weeks. Did you lose weight during that period of time?
Oh, yeah.
How many kilos then?
It was quite rapid. I think I lost like 10 or 12 kilos in those 3 or 4 weeks of like the special diet that you have to be on.
Yep.
Like,
so then we're getting around to the 160 mark now. Yeah.
Yeah.
And now from
December is when I had surgery, and then I went back to doing aqua aerobics. I think I had to take six weeks off. So I was doing a little bit of walking and stuff, and like from about 4 weeks I could go back in the pool, but only was just doing some walking laps in the pool, and then
how during all of this, how was your mental health? How was your thoughts about how you're going to end up in the future? Were you still battling, thinking, well, I potentially am going to go back to the way I was. I'm going to start eating how I was before.
Nah.
What shifted for you to go, this is it, this is the path I'm on now, and I'm going to make a difference?
Well, I had spent so much, like I went private,
Mm-hmm.
so I had spent money, like it was about $6,000 all up
Mm-hmm.
to do this surgery. So I was like, I have to change. I can't be that old Jules.
Mm-hmm.
My diet, everything has to change, and my relationship with food as well.
Has to change once and for all.
So I had gone sugar-free till surgery, and then I was like, well, I've done it now. Let me see if I can do 6 months with no sugar. So
That's awesome.
yeah.
So you've continued on. You're down
Yeah.
to the 150, 160 mark. You're out in the pool.
Yeah. And just remember, like, the instructor would be like, smash out for like 20 seconds, and I'd be like going hard, and there's people still talking
Mm-hmm.
about what they're doing on the weekend, or like,
So you're the committed one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
and it was just not
Even if
getting
it's
my
just
heart
the
rate.
pool, right?
Yeah. And like the instructor was always like, I love it when I say go hard and you're just like
Just do it.
doing it.
Yeah.
But it just wasn't doing it enough for me.
Well, I think for a bit of extra conditioning, you could have gone over and put them under the water. Yes.
Shut up! I'm
Yeah.
Well, I had a
trying to
lot
work.
of the white water around me, like
Yeah,
That's right.
You're creating enough
Yeah.
noise.
Yeah,
Yeah.
that's
Yourself.
fun. That's fun.
Yeah.
It's good to have fun when you're training, I think. So, so then you are now going hard at the pool, and I think when I met you, from memory, it was around about 142 kgs.
I think when I did the first weigh-in, I was 146.
146.
Yeah.
Okay, so it wasn't too far off that
Yeah.
you've come to here.
And I had told myself, because I was like, this is not cutting it. When I was about 160,
Mm-hmm.
170, I was like, maybe when I'm 150, I'll go
To the
to
gym.
CrossFit.
Okay,
Like,
yeah.
And I didn't want to go, because I had done lots in group fitness in mainstream gyms.
Mm-hmm.
But and I was like, the time when I was most happy was when I was doing CrossFit.
Yeah.
And CrossFit entails like a variety of things
Mm-hmm.
that I'm not going to get
From
bored.
just
Like,
yeah. So you came in, you started the 8-week challenge with us. I was really excited to meet you. We sat down. You're like, let's go, let's do this. And tell us about that journey, because that was the start of it. You've been here for over a year now, right?
I think the first few weeks I was like, what have I done?
Yeah.
why did I think this weight was a good weight to join
Yeah.
CrossFit? Like it was, everything was hard.
Yeah.
Yeah. And moving my body, and like having done CrossFit before
Mm-hmm.
and knowing how far I had let myself go,
Mm-hmm.
and to be
Almost like a
the
beginner
worst
again.
I had ever been.
Yeah, I remember you
fitness-wise.
when you first came in. You were saying to us, or to me, I used to be able to lift this, or
She still does that.
Yeah. Quite a few times.
And it was frustrating. Ned's had to tell me, like, don't compare. You
Yeah.
can't.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And there's something about that, isn't it? Like you former versions of yourself, if you're fitter, stronger, whatever it may have been, but you work with what you've got with where you are now.
And I'm
Reality check.
Yeah.
You know, that's what they say.
a lot lighter now than what I was when I was lifting those bigger weights.
That's right.
Yeah.
And healthier.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And I think that's, you got to remember that, right, Jules?
Yeah.
I mean, we all got to remember, maybe there was something, I was stronger, something, but was I actually better, like for myself in general, in overall, because it's all about the balance in the end of the day, right? I was stronger, but was I healthier? Probably not.
Oh, definitely not.
Stuff like that.
And goals change all the time.
Exactly.
Lifestyles change, relationships change, your focus on what you want to achieve in life changes, the pressures at work, all of those things change all the time, and making sure that you're in a space where you can maintain your physical fitness and not have it actually interfere with your success in life or your happiness in life. It needs to empower you rather than just be a constant looming threat or pressure in your life that makes you feel guilty if you don't punish yourself like you used to or something like that.
Yeah.
That's something I'm working with. Yeah. So Jules, started the challenge. How was the nutrition plan with Maggie?
Yeah, that was a challenge and different for me. Yeah.
Did you stick to hers or did you do your own?
I found the amounts of food was a bit awkward
Mm-hmm.
and didn't, just because I couldn't eat as much in one sitting.
Mhm.
So I had to do more meals frequently.
Sure.
And when I first started here, I was doing more keto. And then I kind of realised as I did CrossFit more that I needed to introduce more carbs.
Carbs.
Fruit. Yeah, like fruit and veg. Like I couldn't
Yeah.
Yeah.
function on the little amount of food that I was eating during a day without those good carbs.
You got to get them good carbs.
Yeah.
So after the 8-week challenge, how many kgs did you drop?
I think I did 12 kilos in the 8 weeks.
Yep.
Yeah.
And so then you're down to the one.
But I had built muscle as well.
Correct.
in that, Yeah.
Because you started the strength training again, which
Yeah.
is going to have the muscle memory of how things were before.
Yeah.
What did you do after that? So that's 12 kilos, and now you're looking at, you've done over 60 kilos since coming here.
Yeah. So all up since September 2020, I've lost about 110
110 kilos.
kilos. And it's been a big adjustment for, movements are different
Yeah.
in my body. Yeah.
What do you think, Ned? You've been Jules' PT and her coach for the last year and a half or so.
No,
6
6 months.
6 months.
6 months
Yeah.
as PT, but also coaches
Well, hasn't been here
Yeah,
for
that's right.
I mean, we did few scans together, didn't we?
and watching the journey.
We had
Yeah.
some fights in that room.
yeah.
Oh, good fights.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was actually good that you mentioned that because talking about the body readjusting to like essentially we almost talking about like almost walking in a different way, you know.
Yeah.
Everything has to change and adjust and adapt. But the good thing about human body, that's what it does the best.
Yeah.
We adapt to everything. So if you're lighter, you move faster. You move a bit lighter. You might need new shoes. You never know.
Yeah.
So when Jules approached me, I was like, it's good, interesting. I like to work with something different,
Mhm.
because previously it was a slightly different. Every client is different,
Mm-hmm.
obviously, but there was the extra challenge because there's few things we discussed. I was like, we can achieve that, but we need to pull back on that, and there was a lot of rebalancing going on there.
And I just know from previously, because I have no real experience with fitness prior to what I had done before and this, that my body has got a lot of imbalances.
Mm-hmm.
That's why it's good to have a coach so I can get the correct technique. And because my technique from the past was not good.
Mm-hmm.
So
And getting that reference point, having that
Yeah.
feedback where a coach can say, hey, listen, let's take it easy here. Let's focus on this. Because that is the thing. And it's relevant to everyone, not just to you, where if you can get lost in your mind and you can have doubts or addictions or obsessions about certain things start to creep in, if you don't have a coach guiding you to get the best results, you might be going down a path, even though it's fitness, that might not be the healthiest for you. Because if you want sustainability to keep doing what you've been doing, having this personal trainer, doing these multiple challenges that you've been doing is the perfect example for people who might feel a bit lost, I think.
Shall we talk about the Reaper challenge then?
Well, it's up to you. Jules.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the Reaper challenge then.
Yeah, what parts, since you've been here, what has been the best part of the majority of weight loss that you've achieved?
Meeting me.
Plugging Ned, hey? Yeah.
I think it's achieving little things like that have been challenging,
Mm-hmm.
like box jumps. That's been a challenge, and like even when I first started, I couldn't do a burpee.
Yep.
And that was a mental struggle for me, just not being able to do it, and that's a simple movement.
Now it's easy for you, isn't it? Yeah.
Yeah.
Which today she said she'd rather do 100 burpees than 10 wall balls.
Really? Did you follow through with that, or?
I thought I'd let her go on that one.
I said 100 burpees.
Well, okay. I'm changing the narrative a little bit.
Yeah. You're good at doing
But-
that, aren't you?
Yeah.
Burpees before wall balls. For
All
sure.
day, every day?
Yeah, oh, yeah.
Yeah.
But you know what that means? More wall balls.
Yeah.
More wall balls.
Yeah. You got to work on your weaknesses, but you have, and that is the thing. Like, you've inspired me, and watching you over the last year or so that you've been with us, the results that you've achieved, everyone has seen it, obviously, and we promote it and you promote it. And you said to me that the reason why you like to kind of promote it and be vulnerable and share these things is because it helps you to stay on track.
Yep.
Because it's like putting a line in the sand. Hey, I've made these goals, I've made these achievements. I'm not going backwards at all. I'm just going to keep going forwards.
Yeah, keeps me accountable.
That's right. Do you get fear still that you're going to slip back into old ways?
Sometimes, Do
you know your triggers, the things that will make you start thinking and feeling that way?
Well, when I had surgery in May last year,
Mm-hmm.
so I couldn't come to the gym, and then I wasn't getting those endorphins that you get from training,
Mm-hmm.
and my stepdaughter had some like honey soy chips,
Yeah.
and I had a couple, and they were delicious.
Yeah.
And then when I went and put petrol in my car, and they had some on sale.
Some honey soy.
Did you do it?
Yeah, I got some.
Yeah.
And then
It's
I
like
was
a heroin, isn't it?
Yeah, and then I just realised, like, well, I was halfway through this packet, like, what am I doing?
Yeah.
Like, this isn't me. And so then I kept myself accountable. I wrote down why I was doing it. And and one of the things that came was because I wasn't going to the gym, I wasn't feeling happy.
Mm-hmm.
They made me happy.
That's right.
Like, so I had to then look at other things, so listening to a podcast or music or going for a walk. I could do a walk by then, so that's what I was doing, just to
Stop you from slipping off the edge.
Yeah. So
I think we have, well, I mean, I had my own personal journeys with certain addictions.
Okay.
Yeah. Is that a good time to talk about it?
Oh, yeah, well, it depends on what they are.
Depends how long.
Yeah.
No, but I guess, so I used to smoke.
Yeah.
And, people know that smoking can be hard to quit. So, when you describe that feeling, going into petrol station, you're like, fuck, I just want to get that cigarette.
Mm-hmm.
And because, like, no one's going to know kind of thing.
Mm-hmm.
And you're just going to have one.
It's your little secret.
Yeah. You know what I mean? Yeah. And then you're like, well, that starts the
chain reaction,
it opens up the doors, the flood.
So how much were you smoking?
No, it was pack a day.
Pack a day?
At least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And when did you stop?
I don't know, about 4 or 5 years ago. But I occasionally would, have a beer and a ciggy.
Yeah. Just to wind down.
Maybe like once in 6 months,
And now you know that is just something you can't do. You can't go near it because you don't want it to creep back in.
Well, actually, interestingly enough, I think it's more like if you have a full control over it, and it's not like I'm lying, I got to control. Like, I can do it and then the next day don't do it at all.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not like after a certain period of time, I think you kind of have the handle on it.
Yeah.
And I like to play with the riding there, the dragon.
Yeah.
Like that fine line, like, can I do it? Can I do it?
Yeah. And then avoid it. Yeah.
Yeah.
So, and that's the thing. We all have, I think, vices in life and things that we use to distract ourselves from our pain and from things that would take us down a path that we think is going to solve the problem, or at least get rid of the feelings for a while. I heard a really nice quote that was, all addictions start and end with pain. So being able to find a way to manage your pain, your emotional pain, physical pain, whatever it may be, your traumas, is key to finding, I think, breakthroughs in life, so you can find that peace and find that path that's going to continue to reward you to have success in life.
Yeah.
So,
and one thing
go.
that I haven't allowed myself is sugar, like refined sugars,
Mm-hmm.
because I just know that would trigger stuff, and then it's so easy to, have a chocolate or
or 2 or 10.
2. Yeah.
So you haven't had any since when?
September 2020.
That's awesome. And that's it?
That's it, no sugar.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how you want to live?
Yeah.
That's awesome. That's really, really...
Like if I feel like something sweet, I'll have grapes or fruit.
Well, because you've reset your taste buds, essentially, and the way that your brain will react to those appetites, grapes probably taste amazing, right?
Oh, yeah.
They take extra sweet,
like
right?
lollies.
The fructose in that's just going to blow... And that's how it should be.
And peaches at the moment.
Oh,
a nice ripe peach.
That reminds me of that song, Millions of Peaches.
just
Yeah.
like those.
Yeah. So let's, I guess, start to. I just wanted to. So over the 60 or so kilos that you've lost with us, 60 to 70,
Yeah.
is there a part throughout that whole journey which has been the best part? The best part. So if there's somebody listening to this that's looking to drop 15, 20 kg and they've been here at the gym for a while, or they're just about to start, or they've just started, what part of the journey really nailed it on the head for you, if there is one?
I think getting under 100 kilos.
Mhm.
So from being under 100, now I'm 82.
Yep.
Because I had never really gotten under 100 previously, so that was a huge milestone for me. And then my goal was to get to 90.
And we smashed that goal.
Yeah.
Easy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that was
So-
beginning of the end of the challenge and
Yeah.
going into like, post-challenge journey.
Yeah.
And I think something that we talked about usually, we talk about is that the challenge is like it's opening path towards the next journey. But if you don't have that experience, you probably would never know what it's like to be in that situation.
Yep.
Yeah. So I think it's
Yeah.
it's the 8-weeker. It's a kicker.
That's what I
8-weeker.
do. That's what I do find is being in a structured program when you are going to always have those temptations for food, cigarettes, whatever it is in your life, come to you and say, hey, you're having a really bad day, such and such has happened, you feel overwhelmed and you want to go back to that same way of behavior because your body is designed to do that, or you've trained your body, and then your body references back to your mind saying just autopilot straight into that behavior so you can cope and feel like the pain goes away. Being in that structured program gives you like a team of people to just go, nope, not going to do it. Just to say, no way, this is not going to happen. And then when you can have a week, 2 weeks, 3 weeks, 2 months of saying no and breaking through, it empowers you to just keep going and doing it. Then the results come, and then you retrain your body and your mind to start communicating in a way that starts to really empower you to go even further and go beyond what you thought you could do. So yeah, being in a support network with people is key, and having a program and a structure. It's not a gimmicky kind of little challenge thing and drop the weight, put it back on. There's no point in that. We want to see results that last and then beyond from there.
Yeah. And like the diet, pretty much from the 8-week challenge, the Reaper challenge, it hasn't really changed.
Yep.
Like I don't have to change anything because I just keep it consistent.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
So what's the plans now? What are you going to do now?
Well, at the moment I'm trying to build muscle and strength.
Mm-hmm.
Like I was in calorie deficit for so long last year, so trying to eat a little bit more, being consistent with my training and really try not to overtrain.
Yeah.
Cut back. That's been hard.
So
Yeah,
eat
like
more, train less. It doesn't sound like a
Yeah.
good thing,
No.
like initially when you hear
Yeah.
that, right? But
because especially with the Reaper challenge, I was doing so much and doing so much walking. There was a couple of months there that I had done over 100k in a month.
that's awesome.
Walking.
You still
So-
walking?
Yeah, not that much.
Not
though.
that much, yeah.
So I'm trying to walk less. My goal for this month is run a little bit more.
Cool. Because
So-
I've seen, you got 2.4 done today. That was
Yeah.
awesome. No, I was going to say, I remember seeing your photos when we were on the Reaper Challenge at the same time, and you were like in the rain jacket and saying, you know what, this is actually awesome. Like
Yeah.
I'm out in the rain and it's cold, but I'm having a blast. And I'm like,
Yeah.
I love that. Yeah.
No,
It's really good.
it's good. That raincoat's really loose now.
Yeah. Ned,
Yeah.
anything you want to say?
Yeah, for sure. Well, that is the next progression from walking to running. But then again, walking is good for you. So,
Yeah.
Do both.
that for everyone else out there, if you can't run 1K, you walk 10Ks.
Yeah.
With some weight.
That's
Yeah.
You love your packs.
Yeah.
So I would say, Jules, I'm looking forward to seeing the ongoing journey and the constant progression. And it seems like with your personality, you're quite driven, and you need to attach yourself to things that are going to push you in a positive direction. And if you haven't got that, and if you feel a bit aimless, that's when obviously these bad things can creep in.
Every month I write goals.
Yeah.
Like, that
And
I
so-
need to work on, and
So what I want to say is I'm looking forward to seeing what the next goals are. I'm looking forward to seeing you go, how I'm going to crack the 2.4k run at a certain time, you're going to lift a certain amount of weight, you're going to do some competition, whatever it may be, and continue to inspire those who are around you, because you're really good at doing that.
No, I enjoy getting inspired by everyone here too.
I think it's a bit of a, mutual flow. Yeah, exactly. So there's definitely things that come in Jules' way. We got a few things out there on the calendar.
Yep.
And I love her goal setting, which is awesome. I think everyone should definitely employ that. How much does it help you?
Oh, good. And ever since starting TRG, every month I've written goals to work on.
Awesome.
Here you go. There's another tool in your toolbox.
Yeah.
Well, I think you've done a great job, Jules, and I can't wait to, as I've said, see the ongoing progression. And I'm really grateful and privileged that you have been able to share this journey with us and to be part of this experience here, because I think it's not, no matter where you had attached yourself, whichever challenge, whichever gym, you would have gotten the same results. I guess, in some ways I do go, hey, we're a great gym, of course, but I think your drive and where you were going, you were always going to succeed, and I'm really grateful that you've been able to do that here as well.
Yeah, it's a good gym.
Thank you.
To do it in.
Yeah, good coaches and everything. Yeah, do you have a shout out for anyone or anything you want to say to the clients before we wrap up?
Just keep being amazing.
Yeah.
Everyone. Yeah. We're all supportive, and I just love the atmosphere and the support we all give each other.
Beautiful.
Yeah.
Ned, what have you got?
I'm good.
You're good?
Thanks for inviting me.
That's all right. Thanks. Yeah, it's been a great chat, and we might regroup again in 6 to 12 months or so, see how you're going, see what your goals are and what you've achieved.
Yep. Oh, that'll be good.
All right. Thanks so much,
Thank
guys.
Thank you.
We'll see you soon.
Bye-bye.
Yeah.